Hey everyone, how's it going? Just doing the next video in my hiking videos. Sorry it's been so long, a few days or whatever, but been busy. Life gets in the way. So this video, if you can't tell by looking down there on the floor, it's going to be about the clothing that I brought with me. Now, keep in mind that this is a early fall hike in northern New England. Temperatures got pretty cold. We had some rainy weather, high winds, and then the second night we were out there, I woke up in the morning, there was actually frost on my tent. So clothing is a pretty critical thing, and can't say enough times over and over and over again that you got to know your clothing, know what it can do, know what its capabilities are, and know what you need to be comfortable. So first we'll start out with my boots. These are the Merrell Outland mid-height hiking boots. They're extremely light, good Vibram soles, nice and chunky, plenty of grip, plenty of traction, but most importantly for me is plenty of ankle support where you need it. They're not up so high that they're covering your ankles completely, your ankle bones right down in here, but enough to just give you that squeeze and support that you need, or at least I need, some bad ankles and whatnot, to give me the confidence to be out on the trail and not feel weak. Underneath the Merrells are a pair of Smart Wool socks. These are the mid-weight Smart Wool socks. I you know what? I got to be honest. I was skeptical when I was reading things about these. People were saying, oh, they keep your feet cool when they're hot and warm when they're cold, and I thought they were pretty much full of crap, but no, to be honest with you, they actually work. They're not cheap. It's a $20 pair of socks, but, your feet really are everything when you're out there walking around. So, anyway, that's what I was wearing on my feet, and they work, period. Next, the underwear I was wearing. These are Under Armour. They're the form-fitting base layer. Fit like a second skin, super light. They work great. You don't have to worry about chafing, anything like that. They cover up those areas that chafe, and you're rubbing up against soft material, so they work really well. Next is the shirt that I wore, synthetic. You know what? To be honest with you, it says AT Dry. I think I got these at Kmart. All synthetic, pretty light. They wick the moisture away. They keep you dry. But if you get wet, they dry super fast. And last of what I was wearing, and this is the day we left, what I was wearing. Honestly, I've had these shorts for years. They're synthetic, cargo short. They got some zip pockets on one side, some Velcro ones on the other. A tie for the waist strap, so you don't have to worry about wearing a belt or anything like that. You can keep them just right where you want them. Super light. They dry pretty much instantly. So that's what I was wearing the first day when we left, when we went for the hike. The second day and the third day, I was wearing the same socks and everything because they work great. And actually, I stepped into one of the streams that we were in, and my boot, sock, everything got wet. I had to dry it out by the fire and everything, and they were great after that. All right, so with most things, especially in New England, you don't know what the weather's going to be like. You don't know what you're going to be in for. Kind of had a feeling we were going to get into some cold weather, some rainy weather, some cold weather. So I packed a little bit of extra clothes that I wouldn't normally have done if it was like a early to late summer hike. But everything gets put into one of these dry bags. I don't have to worry about if my pack gets wet, anything like that. I know that my clothes are going to be dry, and when I get into camp, I'm going to have something dry and comfortable to change into. So inside this bag, and again, I took a little more clothes than I normally would for this, for probably this time of year, but we were expecting some real crazy temperatures and some pretty foul weather, so I packed accordingly. So first of all, what we have here on top is we have a pair of thermal socks. These are synthetic, insulated, in case your feet got cold, you need something to change into when you get into camp from hiking that your feet are going to be dry and comfortable in, and that's going to keep your feet warm. So that's what I took. I don't know what brand these are, but they're the merino wool, real thick. I actually wear a pair similar to this when I go hunting. They keep my feet good and dry and warm, and they're comfortable and soft to boot. For a second shirt, I actually have this shirt. It was you can see the name there, Body Armor. It's a super drink. It was given away at a promotional thing when they first started selling this stuff. It's mostly synthetic, but again, it's comfortable, it's soft, it's pretty form-fitting, so you don't have to worry about getting wrinkled up underneath your pack or anything like that. And plug for the company, their product they make is actually really good, tastes good, and works good. So anyway, there you go. That was my backup shirt, the one I wore on the hike out. For my insulating base layer, I have these are the Under Armour, the Cold Gear base layer pants. They're really small, really tight fitting. They're super light. They feel really thin, but you really be amazed at the amount of warmth that these will give you. Just putting these on when we got back into camp, not the first night, but the second night when it got downright cold. You know, I put these on along with the Under Armour Cold Gear shirt, long sleeve with the crew, I don't even know what you call it, like the mock turtleneck. Again, this is the Under Armour Cold Gear stuff, and it gives you an amazing base layer. Your other clothes slide across the top of it. It feels like it's not even there, but it gives you that extra layer that is just, it's perfect. For an insulating layer on top of that, for the top, this is a polypropylene thermal shirt. Polypropylene's great. It's probably one of the only things that gives you more warmth when it's wet than any real other synthetic or even wool does. It's super thin, really light, but you want to talk about making yourself warm? This is the stuff right here, polypropylene. Now, I do have the military issue stuff, and it's about twice as thick as this, and if it was going to be much colder, if it was going to be like a winter hike, I definitely would have taken that stuff, but because of the time of year, the weather we were expecting, I knew that this would be plenty. And for pants, these are a synthetic cargo pant. I've had these forever. No buttons to break, anything like that. They have snap enclosure for the waist. They have drawstrings for the waist here with the little friction locks, so you don't have to worry about any belt or anything like that if you need it. This year I don't, but anyway, and also along both of the bottoms, they have the drawstring enclosure, so if you get into wet grass, anything like that, or thorn bushes or whatever, you can cinch these right up around your boots, and you don't have to worry about that stuff going up inside your boot. So again, synthetic, and these are breathable. You can see there they have these little places so that so that the air can circulate and breathe, help keep you cool and dry. And combine these with the Under Armour Cold Gear base layer, and it was actually pleasant to be out there. And finally, well, for the actual clothing, finally here's it's a quarter zip Polar Tech fleece. I don't even know what brand it is, maybe Patagonia. Had it for quite a long time. It works well. Keeps you warm. Again, fleece doesn't really block the wind so much, but with the other layers underneath that, the wind was blowing and my body was perfectly dry. The only other two things of clothing that I had with me were one, they were these Adidas sandals. I've had these all summer long. They actually absorb the moisture from your foot. They're nice and comfortable. They weigh next to nothing. You can adjust them if you're like I had to when I was wearing the big socks when I got back into camp. But they're nice to slip into, get your boots off, and let your boots dry out. And the last thing I took with me were my frog togs. They're by this company, Dry Ducks, and it's a rain suit that is, you know, I got pants and jacket in here, and it's, I don't even know what you would call this material. It's super lightweight. These things are, I mean, they're like paper light, but they have a coating on the outside that keeps them waterproof, but they're breathable at the same time, and they just work. They work well. And though they're breathable, they do block the wind, so if wind became an issue, I would have gone ahead and thrown these back on top, and that would have been that last little layer that I would have needed. So, anyway, there it is. The clothes and boots and everything that I brought with me to go hiking on the portion of the Appalachian Trail in late September, and if you guys have any questions or suggestions or whatever, by all means, you know, there's a place right down there. Put your comments down and let me know what you guys think. Next video coming up is going to be water and my cooking kit, and follow up to that, I'm going to actually do a video and do a review on my actual stove that I use. Real happy with it, super versatile, and I've had some requests about that. So anyway, take it easy, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.